This podcast is sponsored by IQ Bar.
I've got good news and bad news. Here's the bad news. Most protein bars are packed with sugar and unpronounceable ingredients. The good news? There's a better option. I'm Will, and I created IQ Bar plant protein bars to empower doers like you with clean, delicious, low-sugar brain and body fuel. IQ Bars are packed with 12 grams of protein, brain nutrients like magnesium and lion's mane, and zero weird stuff. And right now, you can get 20% off all IQ Bar products, plus free shipping. Try our delicious IQ Bar sampler pack with 7 plant protein bars, 4 hydration mixes, and 4 enhanced coffee sticks. Clean ingredients, amazing taste, and you'll love how you feel. Refuel smarter, hydrate harder, caffeinate larger with IQ Bar.
Go to eatiqbar.com and enter code BAR20 to get 20% off all IQ Bar products, plus free shipping. Again, go to eatiqbar.com and enter code BAR20.
Taxes was paying so much to get your taxes done. Every single year. Now Taxes is getting a TurboTax expert who will beat the price you paid your pro last year, so you get the most money back this year. Now this is Taxes. Intuit TurboTax. Switch to an expert now at turbotax.com/beatyourprice. TurboTax full service only. Proof of amount paid may be required. Must sign up by 3/18 and 5/3/25. Subject to terms at turbotax.com/beatyourprice. See guarantee details at turbotax.com/guarantees.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to this episode of True Crime Time for Tuesday, April 15th, 2025. And I'm Woody Overton.
I'm Cyndi Overton.
And it's Easter week, and I'm sure a lot of you are planning on traveling or boiling some crawfish on Good Friday. And you Catholics will be back to your regular meats on Fridays after this and all that good stuff, right?
And if they're good old school Catholics, they still don't eat meat on Fridays.
Really?
Yeah.
I was never down with that.
I'm just saying.
I don't think Jesus is mad if you eat meat.
I don't think he is either.
But I could be wrong. Maybe he is. I hope not, Jesus. Anyway, update on the Lacy story. I haven't told you yet, Sin. We recorded it on Sunday. And when I first talked about it, but what happened was he was in Houston and he got in an argument with one of his family members and he fired a pistol into the ground, and then he got in his car and he hauled ass, and a constable in H-Town got in a pursuit with him because they put out a bolo on him, and he ended up crashing his car. When they got to him, they found out that he had done a self-inflicted gunshot wound during the pursuit.
Oh my gosh.
Yep. So he killed himself. I assume it's self-inflicted. He could have accidentally pulled the trigger or whatever, but he was still running and gunning, and now he's gone.
Jeez.
So, yep. And that's the way the ball bounces. Yeah. I don't know. So what else would we need to talk about? I don't know.
We need to talk about buying tickets.
Oh, the live Saturday, July 19th, Southeastern Louisiana University, live and on stage, raw and unscripted, old school, original, real life, real crime by me. And you can get your tickets, go to any of our show notes and whatever, and click through on it. Or if you can remember this, it's bit.ly/RLRCVIP or bit.ly/RLRCGeneral. And there will be alcohol and food before the event and the VIP event afterwards. First class, top hat, whatever you need to say.
It's not a formal affair.
No, it's not a formal affair, but it's going to be fun. And we got lifers coming in from all over. The home to Sweet Hilton's has rooms reserved, and y'all that selling fast and almost full up. So just get it. It's plenty of time out in advance. It's going to be a great weekend for lifers coming in from all over, and we got some for you that are coming from out of town. We're going to have another get together at a local restaurant, stuff like that.
Yes.
So get it while you can. birthday presents, Mother's Day, Father's Day, all that is happening in between now and then.
Or like someone once told Woody, you went to go somewhere. I don't remember why we were looking for a car. And the sales girl said, for you to get the car. Do you remember? And you were like, I don't know if I really need to get it. And she was like, you deserve it.
Yeah. So y'all deserve to come have a blowout good time.
Do you remember that?
No, I don't. Y'all deserve to have a good blowout time. Now, let's get on to some true crime time for Tuesday. What do you have?
So I have something that I don't know if you heard me talking on the phone last night around 7-ish. So do you remember the story I did about the baby that was hurt by the nanny? The stay-at-home nanny.
We've done about
this was just last week when the nanny said that the brother threw a bike at him and caused all the problems. Well, that family has turned that horrible, I can't even say injustice, but that horrible tragedy in their lives into a positive, and they have started something called Preston's Promise. And what they're doing is teaching people who need, like this was a nurse family, like that needed in-home care because they work, 24 hours or off, weird schedules, or like a police officer would need it. And they had hired someone, but they didn't do a background check, and they just asked all the right questions, and she had all the right answers. And so, they contacted me, and they just wanted to
Contacted you?
Preston's Promise, the family did. And they want us to know that, what they're doing, and to spread the word about Preston's Promise is prestonpromise.org. And they are, just educating the public about what you can do to protect your kids while you're at work. And you shouldn't have to do that, but.
Wow. And that's, you're right. You shouldn't have to do that, but, I'm glad y'all are lifers and have turned this tragedy, like you said, into something positive, right? If you stop, and you'll never know, but if you stop one other baby from getting injured, that's what it's all about.
And their favorite line that you said in that episode, because the whole family listened to it, is, we're talking two sisters, husbands, parents, grandparents and everything. They said, who is he, Superman? Talking about when the nanny said that the 2-year-old threw the bike.
Right.
They loved that you said that. And there was one other line that you said.
God bless y'all. We're praying for y'all. We do a lot of joking, and we do a lot of more serious stories, whatever. We do care about victims of crime, naturally.
They know that's why they reached out.
Y'all let us know, and we'll share it on social media and stuff. We're always up to giving back.
That's right.
Right. Okay. Well, there you have it. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Lifers everywhere, right?
Yep.
Where
there's
was
Spokane,
that?
Washington.
Spokane, Washington. Shout out to y'all, and thank you so much. We really do appreciate it. So, y'all, this is a crazy ass fucking story here, man. Now look, you shoot the president, any president, you're going to catch a lot of heat, right? So what do you think would be like, shooting a judge, or that would be bad, or a DA, or, police chief or something like that? Well, what do you think you do? What happens when you decide you want to kill the governor and his whole family and blow their shit up?
Oh my gosh, I saw this. That's just great. I mean,
it is unreal. It is everywhere. Top stories on everything. So I'm going to take you out to it and tell you what happened. So Governor Shapiro, and y'all, this is in Pennsylvania. Okay. And he was at the governor's residence with his family when he woke up to bangs on the door from the state police around 2 a.m. local time on April 13th. So for those of you who don't know, like in Louisiana at the governor's mansion, you have full-time state police troopers that are assigned to protect, bodyguard the governor. Now they have them at the house 24/7. Anywhere he goes, they drive him and everything else, as it should be, because the assholes like this.
Such a Secret Service type of.
So, yes, exactly right. It's like Secret Service. They're plain clothes. They're not going to be wearing trooper uniforms and stuff like that. So Josh Shapiro, who's the governor of Pennsylvania, was evacuated from his home in Harrisburg with his family because of what the cops are now calling an act of arson. And police were first alerted to the fire around 2 a.m. local time on Sunday, April 13th, when the Harrisburg Bureau of Fire responded to the governor's residence. And Shapiro, who's 51, golly, governors are younger than me now. Shapiro, who's 51, was in the home with his family when he woke up to the bangs on the door, like I told y'all, from the Pennsylvania State Police. And he wrote a statement on X and said, despite an ongoing investigation, state police said the fire, which caused a significant amount of damage to a portion of the residence, was an act of arson. Now, the governor and his family were inside the mansion, but in a different part that blew up. And they were evacuated safely and were not injured. But the Capitol Police assisted now Louisiana has that too. They are part of, it's the cops. They're not troopers, but they're Department of Public Safety is what they call them. Officers. They're law enforcement officers. They're assigned to the Capitol grounds and stuff like that. Kind of like Washington, D.C., the Uniform Secret Service. Right. But the Capitol Police assisted the Pennsylvania State Police in evacuating the governor and his family, while the Harrisburg Bureau of Fire put out the fire. This is according to the governor. He said, "Thank God no one was injured and the fire was extinguished. Every day we stand with the law enforcement and first responders who run towards the danger to protect their communities. Last night, they did so for our family, and Lori and I are eternally grateful to them for keeping us safe." So later on April 13th, the Pennsylvania State Police said in a press conference that they had arrested and charged a Harrisburg man who's 38-year-old Cody Balmer for doing the shit. And Shapiro and his wife, Lori Shapiro, were married in 1997, and they have 4 children, Sophia, Jonah, Max, and Reuben. And the multi-agency investigation into the arson incident is being spearheaded by Troop H of the Pennsylvania State Police. Y'all, that's a big misnomer too. But when I say I was with the state police, but I was at headquarters in Baton Rouge, they always say, "Well, what troop were you at?" You were a troop because you were headquarters. Right, yeah, but people don't know, so most people don't know. In states, the troops or the different divisions of the uniforms and the detectives and all that are spread out throughout the states so they can cover each individual area. Geographically, like Troop A is Baton Rouge, right? Right. Okay. But they said the fire broke out the first night of the Jewish holiday of Passover, hours after Shapiro shared a look at his family's cedar table on social media. Now, according to the Associated Press, the south side of the governor's home was damaged by the fire, with a large entertainment room being burned up, part of it. And the photo shared on Facebook by the Harrisburg Bureau of Fire Station showed the extent of the damage, as black smoke could be seen exiting the home while firefighters still entered. And for those of you who don't know, if you see black smoke, it means there's still a fire. If it's white smoke, it's simmering, but it's not roaring like this. So Shapiro, who is a Democrat, was sworn in as the 48th governor of Pennsylvania in January of 2023, and he had previously served as the attorney general from 2017 to 2023, and on the chair of the board of commissioners in Montgomery County. It's a long list of, he dedicated his life to public service. Right. And there's so many different articles on it, and they show the damage. Look at the inside of this. They show the damage of the inside and everything else. And this dude is in a bunch of shit now. So Yep, he should. It's some more images. They show the melted tables and burned furniture inside the governor's mansion. And it says just like total devastation. This April, we're celebrating Earth Month. And it's the perfect time to think about the choices we make every day, especially the ones we don't always think about, like where we sleep. If there's one thing I've learned, it's the quality is sustainability. When you invest in something well made, it lasts longer. And that means less waste, fewer replacements, and a bigger impact on protecting our planet. That's why I love Avocado Green Mattress. Avocado makes certified organic mattresses, crafted with non-toxic materials in their very own zero-waste factory. They've already diverted 85% of their waste from landfills, and they're aiming for 90%. It's not just about comfort. It's about caring for the planet with every choice we make. And here's something I really love. Avocado is a proud member of the 1% for the planet. That means at least 1% of every dollar they earn goes straight to environmental nonprofits tackling climate change and protecting ecosystems. So when you choose Avocado, you're not just sleeping better, you're giving back. If you're thinking about upgrading your mattress, do it with purpose. Choose one that's better for you and better for the planet. Head to avocadomattress.com today and save up to 10% on certified organic mattresses. Dream of better for you and the planet. Women, have you ever had one of those days where everything just feels off? Like you're stuck in the middle of a mystery and you can't solve it? Your energy's crashing, your mood's swinging like a suspect in an interrogation room, and no matter what you do, nothing adds up. Well, Cyndi has been there, and sometimes the real culprit is hiding in the shadows, is hormonal imbalance. Here's a twist. More than 1,000 hormone disruptors are living rent-free in our world, lurking in our food, our air, even our skincare. And when hormones go haywire, it can feel like you're trapped in your own personal true crime story, especially during premenopause or menopause. But here's the good news. This is the one case you can crack with Hormone Harmony by Happy Mammoth. All you need to do is take their free 2-minute quiz. You'll answer a few simple questions. Just like that, you'll get a personalized recommendation to help bring your hormones back into balance. No long investigation required. What I love is that Hormone Harmony is made with adaptogens, natural science-backed herbal extracts that help your body adapt to stress and hormonal changes, whether it's PMS, hot flashes, brain fog, or sleepless nights. This product is designed to help you feel like you again. Over 40,000 glowing reviews don't lie, and neither do the results. 86% of women say they started losing weight. 77% say their mood improved. And the biggest win, 100% say they feel like themselves again. For a limited time, you can get 15% off your entire first order at happymammoth.com. Just use the code RLRC at checkout. That's HAPPYMAMMOTH.com, code RLRC for 15% off today. It's crazy.
I believe it. I mean, I'm sure the governor's mansion there is relatively old and doesn't, like dried wood. And I mean, it could go up like a matchstick.
Yep. The pictures, in the aftermath, show melted furniture, burned walls, and the house covered in a black soot. And other photos showed a ruined couch, destroyed plates and tables and chairs, and a light switch ripped out of the wall. There's also an image of a Passover craft sign on a table after the fire broke out. Or like I told you on that first night of the Jewish holiday of Passover. So it's just crazy.
It is.
And I mean, it is burnt to shit. But look at that Passover crafts. It was hardly touched. It's kind of crazy. The whole room is burned over, but this religious item is almost not touched. But
that happens often. There was a house that burned in Denham last year. Do you remember that? And there was a cross on a wall or a cross that
everything burned but the cross. Yeah, I saw that. Now, Lieutenant Colonel George Bivens of the Pennsylvania State Police said the suspect clearly had a plan, was very methodical in his approach. And he added the suspect was inside the governor's residence for less than a minute and actively evaded troopers who were searching for him.
Jeez.
Somebody's going to get a write-up. He said while the fire was successfully extinguished, it caused a significant amount of damage to the portion of the residence. And, it's just, they said this type of violence is not okay. This kind of violence is becoming far too common in our society, it's according to Governor Shapiro. And they don't know yet that
the motivation.
They're suspecting it might be the religious thing, right? Just craziness, and there will be some changes made to the policy and procedures for Pennsylvania State Police because it's not supposed to happen.
It's not supposed to happen, but I'm sure how many times has it probably happened? Probably not.
I've never heard of a governor's mansion being attacked.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, well, that's because you have people guarding them.
I know.
But somebody's found a weakness. I mean, what if they found the governor and got to kill him and his wife and kids instead? But I'm not throwing shade on those guys. I mean, you never know. You get a little complacent. That's kind of considered like
a cush job.
Yeah. A creme de la creme cush job. You're not out writing tickets every day. Your sole job is to protect this place.
Yeah.
So it happens, but I'm glad they're okay.
Yeah. Well, my story isn't anything like that. We're going to talk about some ranch dressing.
All right. Ranch dressing and buffalo wings. Yeah.
Well, you don't even do ranch on your buffalo wings.
Yeah,
you
usually
do blue
cheese, but if they don't have it, I'll get ranch.
Yeah. Well, we're going to go to St. Petersburg, Florida. And where do you think they have this ranch dressing at?
Hooters.
Right? It seems like it should be. It was
That's
McDonald's.
Where Hooters got started. I think it was in St. Petersburg, Florida.
Oh, okay.
Somewhere down there.
So there was a 17-year-old girl standing at the counter at McDonald's in St. Petersburg, Florida, and she asked for ranch dressing. And apparently, now, I was shocked because I don't go to McDonald's. And I certainly don't go inside McDonald's.
Yeah, me either.
A few years ago.
I mean, I go use the app when I used to do it.
Well, a few years ago, for some reason, Sophie, LA, myself, and WL went inside of a McDonald's. And I had to go to a kiosk and order. Like there was nobody standing at the counter anymore.
I don't do that.
You have to go to like an iPad.
I don't do that.
And like order.
Checking out at Walmart. We talked about the cutthroat cowboys and all that. The Walmart has all those self-checkout lines. I don't do it.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck you. I'm paying for it. I want somebody to check my shit because I tried to do it one time and I effed it up. And then I had to wait on somebody and a light came on and, it's just a pain in the ass.
That's a whole other thing because they kind of slowed down on the self-checkout at Walmart. So many people were stealing things and they also, and then people were forgetting to scan things and then they were getting accused of stealing and Walmart was having to invest so much time and energy into prosecuting and going through surveillance videos to see when they picked this item up, if it looked intentional. It was a whole other world.
I'll tell you a Walmart policy that most people don't know. If you get caught shoplifting in a Walmart, it's in their policy. You will be marched out in front of everybody in handcuffs. They're not sneaking you out the back door. They want to use that as a deterrent. I'll tell you another thing about Walmart, and I probably shouldn't share this, but when they say you're in the store and you're shopping, they say security scan section 729. That's bullshit.
Yeah, of course.
that should be like, motherfucker, if you're thinking about stealing something, don't, because we might be watching.
Yeah.
You don't know where 729 is. And
they were not doing what the other stores do, like $250, go do a smash and grab like at Bath and Body Works. If it was a $5 lotion, they were prosecuting. Like,
oh yeah, they
weren't playing.
There is no leeway. Walmart will hammer your ass.
Yeah, but so we were at this McDonald's and they delivered our order and there's no one at the counter. They deliver your order, they leave and they go back behind the, nobody can see them. I needed something. There was no straws. I couldn't get anybody out there.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that's what this woman's going through, trying to get some ranch dressing.
Yeah. Well, I used to order like the hot mustard to go with my fries.
Now they charge you for it.
Yeah. Right. 25 cents a pack. I'm like, no, that's not worth it.
No, exactly. Yeah. So this, again, like I've said 5 times, she was asking for ranch dressing and she would get no response and no help. And so she I don't blame her. She walked behind the counter to grab her ranch dressing.
That's a no-no. You can't do that.
And so when she returned to the lobby with her ranch dressing in hand, a 31-year-old employee gets in front of her. And according to the police reports, Samson, which was the employee, grabbed the teen's arm, and the teen that went to go get the dressing tries to get away.
I'm pretty sure that's not in McDonald's policy and procedure.
She grabs her by the neck.
What?
I mean, this is ranch dressing.
Yeah, a little bitty package.
And she's choking her, and she took her to the ground.
Wow.
The McDonald's employee.
And she's probably saying, welcome to Walmart now.
And while they're on the ground, she continues to choke her. And of course.
Wait, the employee's choking her? Or she's choking
the
the
employee's choking her.
Gosh.
And the video surveillance is working at that McDonald's.
Wow. That's a miracle.
So it's all on video. And the teenager sustained visible injuries to her neck and elbow, and Samson was
getting a big check.
And Samson, the employee, was arrested on April 4th for felony child abuse.
Yep.
Without
That's what happens when you choke a kid.
Yep.
Over ranch dressing.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
Isn't that crazy?
Crazy times. That's what they do. You know, I just don't understand it. Well, I'm going to tell you about a good old fashioned murder, which is nothing nice about it, but it's Easter time, right? Did you ever used to dye eggs and shit?
Always.
I used to do that as a kid. I was really down with it. I'm pretty sure that shit that we used back then is toxic as fuck. Yeah. You had the little wire thing that you put your egg in, and you could only make like 2 colors.
I'm surprised you did it.
I know. I don't like the smell of vinegar.
No.
But I remember doing it.
Yeah.
You know, and, but you only had you could turn it 1 to 1. Then they came out with all kinds of tablets.
Wrap and
yeah. I never did all that bullshit.
Yeah.
But it's Easter time, and, you know, I used to like an Easter egg hunt. I tried to find the golden egg. I'm talking like I was in preschool and shit like that.
We were planning.
Oh, not preschool, maybe even 5th grade. I don't know.
Well, probably even just a couple years ago when we had the Easter egg hunt with the golden egg at Ruth Lee.
Oh, yeah. You always did it for our kids. I was talking about when I was a kid. So the other big thing is, it was a running joke, like at Sheriff Gray's, they would put on this Valentine's thing every year for the couples, and they'd have like a play or whatever. Mm-hmm. And one of them, it was at the church in Watson. And I remember him saying, like one of the kids was talking to a teenager, and they were like, we ever going to church? And she's like, oh, where do you go to church? And he said, Live Oak Methodist. She said, oh, that's where I go to every Easter. But anyway, so that's all happened. And like the governor shared his Easter stuff and Passover or whatever, and they try to burn him up. Well, there's a deacon in the church, and I'll get to the place in just a second. Deacon Eddie Shedd. And he got killed.
Jeez.
Wait till I tell you why. He got killed, or he paid the ultimate price for his valor. And that's what the church's pastor wrote. Okay. And this is in Mississippi. So the Mississippi church deacon is being remembered as a hero after he died protecting others during a shooting at an Easter egg hunt this weekend. An Easter egg hunt. So on Saturday, April 12th, the Empowerment Ministries Christian Center, or EMCC, in the city of Gulfport, which we know well, announced that Deacon Eddie Shedd was killed in what it said was a senseless act of gun violence during the church-sponsored family Easter egg hunt at the Golden Sports Complex on Pretty Circle. It was around 2:00 in the afternoon. And so Tyron Dion Gable, who's 24, has been charged with first-degree murder and aggravated assault in connection with the shooting, which began as a child custody dispute, according to Gulfport PD Lieutenant Jason Ducree. Investigators believe the shooting followed in a dispute between Gable and the mother of his child. And Shed, who's 39, was attempting to protect the victim of the domestic dispute following the church event. In a news release shared with People magazine, the Gulfport Police Department said that officers arrived at the scene around 2:05 p.m. and they immediately began to render aid to 2 gunshot victims. And the police discovered that Gable, a Saucier, Mississippi resident, allegedly opened fire and struck 2 people who had attempted to de-escalate the custody dispute. So,
you just don't get involved.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the most dangerous time, right?
Yeah.
So one victim was airlifted to an out-of-state hospital, probably New Orleans. That's be closest. While another obviously he's dead at the scene. So Gable was also shot during the incident and was taken to the hospital, and he's denied bond on his murder charge. It's crazy. In a statement following the shooting, the pastor, Greg McGee of the EMCC, wrote that Shed epitomized the virtues of a hero after displaying selfless courage and bravery that ultimately saved others from harm. He said, he paid the ultimate price for his valor, and we are deeply saddened by this loss. And Deacon Shed was a pillar of strength within our community and a beacon of light and hope, and his unwavering faith and kindness and dedication to serving others have left a mark on all who knew him. We extend our heartfelt prayers and condolences to Doris, Jalen, Caleb, Kamai, Neloise, Derek, and his family and friends who grieve this profound loss. So another church member, Alexis Weathersby, told local WLOX that Shed died a hero doing what he does best, and that's protecting, and that's loving, and that's looking out for everyone. Taylor Sanders, another church member, added that the deacon was that guy you could always have a laugh with and always count on to be at the church. When the doors open and when the doors shut, he was just that guy, and we're distraught at this moment. So, Easter egg hunt. No, look, I've been doing crime a long time. Mm-hmm. That's the first killing I ever heard, Easter egg hunt.
Wow.
That's crazy.
I mean, that's just...
But yeah, holiday times, people are just like stupid anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna let you.
Well, I mean, it was a custody dispute, so he might have been his time with them. I don't want to speculate.
It doesn't matter.
It does. I mean, no, there's never.
Who brings a gun to an Easter egg hunt?
Well, he might have just showed up with a gun. Might
have, whatever. Who brings a gun to an Easter egg hunt?
An asshole, murderer.
Yeah.
A 24-year-old.
He is all that. He is all that.
Believes that he deserved whatever he wasn't getting.
He is all that.
Well, I've got another 24-year-old that is a doozy of a great person.
All right.
He's I hate to say this. He's a gamer.
Yeah.
I mean, and you can be a gamer and be productive, right?
I'm a gamer.
WL's a gamer.
That's right. Our son's a gamer.
You went up to his room yesterday and you said something to him. Do you remember what you said to him?
I said, your room's mighty clean for a teenager.
That's right. So I went up to say goodnight to him, forgetting that you said that. And I noticed that his bed was made.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
And I said, Dubs, you made your bed? And he was like, yes, ma'am, every day.
Everybody in the house does it but me. Yeah.
And I said, well, I am so proud of you and I love you. And then I walked out of the room and I had to go back in the room and I said, okay, I need you to understand this. I don't just love you because you're a good young man and because you made your bed. I love you no matter what. I'm
pretty sure you were Cyndi in that.
I was.
Over talking it because he already knows that his mama loves him. Did you know there's an online cannabis company that ships federally legal THC right to your door? And they found a way to combine THC with carefully selected functional ingredients to target nearly every mood and health concern you can think of. I'm talking about Mood.com's incredible line of functional gummies. And you can get 20% off your first order at Mood.com with promo code RLRC. Forget one-size-fits-all supplements that only get you high. Mood's functional gummies are optimized to kick in as little as 15 minutes and take you to the mood that you're looking for. Whether that's Mind Magic gummies for deep work and creativity, PMS support to ease cramps and balance mood swings, or their sexual euphoria gummies to help you feel ready for action and turn every touch into a full body experience. Look, y'all, you know I have trouble sleeping. I take the Sleepy Time gummy. I take a quarter of one before I go to sleep, and I sleep hard all night long. Never even move, wake up feeling fresh as a daisy. So listen, you can find gummies to just get you high pretty much anywhere these days. But Mood's functional gummies combine premium federal legal THC with targeted botanicals to help you get into that perfect mood, usually in as little as 15 minutes. And everything ships discreetly right to your door. No dispensary lines, no awkward conversations, just better days and nights delivered to your doorstep. Best of all, not only is every Mood product backed by a 100-day satisfaction guarantee, but as I mentioned, listeners get 20% off their first order with code RLRC. So head to Mood.com, find the functional gummy that matches exactly what you're looking for, and let Mood help you discover your perfect mood. And don't forget to use promo code RLRC when you check out to save 20% on your first order.
Location, the lab. Quentin only has 24 hours to sell his car. Is that even possible? He goes to Carvana.com.
What is this, a movie trailer?
He ignores the doubters, enters his license plate. Wow, that's a great offer. The car is sold, but will Carvana pick it up in time for...
They'll literally pick it up tomorrow morning. Done with the dramatics?
Car selling in record time.
Save your time. Go to Carvana.com and sell your car today. Pickup fees may apply.
But I wanted him to know it wasn't based on that act of having
But that part doesn't
room.
suck, Doves. I know you don't listen to this, but...
But this young man who is 24 years old, the same age as LA. Okay. So LA's out doing life and he's in Lake Charles right now on a job. And I mean, he's actually crushing life. This kid gamed all day and his parents said, you need to get a job. This was in December.
We had a story about that before. Yeah. Okay.
This is in Bartow, Florida.
He's staying in Florida today.
Yeah. I am. And so his name is Joseph Voigt. Okay. So December 7th, 2024, Joseph Voigt is told by his parents that he needs to get a job.
Get a job. You're 24 years old. Get a job.
And reduce your gaming time. And they had reached their breaking point.
I'm pretty sure that goes hand in hand. If you get a job, then your gaming time is going to be reduced.
Yes, and this is the winner here.
I see him.
Okay, he looks...
Face only a mama can love.
Right? I hate to say that, but it's kind of true. So in a fit of rage, Joseph went to get a gun, and he shot his father, Marvin. Daddy was killed. And his mother was also shot, but she survived her injuries.
Was no gaming in the prison system in Florida, but there is the death penalty.
So his mother, Susan, was, like I said, she was wounded and she called 911 reporting the attack.
How would you like to do that? Call 911, say, my son
shot
me and killed my husband.
Because I told him to get a job.
Yeah.
And so guess what Joseph did?
Sat back down, went game, smoked some weed.
That would probably be more like it. He probably exerted more energy than he ever had in his whole entire life because he ran. He
might have got that gun from the other place in Florida. No, that was McDonald's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I was thinking about the Easter egg hunt.
He was apprehended hours later by the Orlando police, and he confessed to the shootings, citing
it's kind of hard
the pressure his parents were putting on him.
Yeah, poor baby.
I mean, and that's what he said. He confessed to the shootings, citing his parents' pressure as the motive.
Not a very good defense, son.
So he was initially charged with first-degree murder, and then he accepted a plea deal. Well, good. He didn't take that's what I want you to do. Yeah. Don't go to court. Don't waste people's time. Go do your lick.
Years?
And he pled guilty to second-degree murder and first-degree attempted murder.
Life?
I don't know what he got. I just know what he pled to.
I'm sure it's a long time in Florida, right?
Yeah.
So there you go.
But thank you for not wasting people's time.
Yeah.
To Joseph.
Well,
he probably wanted to get behind bars and start gaming again. I bet in prisons these days they have games for you.
Oh my God, I hope not. Although they did rent movies for him on the weekends when I was there, like VHS tapes from the movie store. Yeah, I guess try to keep the beast entertained. All right, here comes one. It's time for Effed Up Professionals. This is an effed up professional. Probably, and I bet you $1 million you can't guess what his profession was.
Well, I mean, if you say it that way.
You get one guess.
I don't get a hint.
Nope.
Lumberjack.
Where did you go with that from?
That was the weirdest thing I could think of.
All right. I mean, there's a lot of things I think are total bullshit. And I hate it because I'm sure some of you lifers do it. I'm sure you're very, very good at it. But I think.
Weed eating?
Yeah, weed eating sucks. So Ruthie Cox, I need your help. When I came up as a kid, we didn't have weed eaters. I had a push mower and I had to run around the trees and run over roots and all that shit. This weekend, I got a weed eater from Walmart. No, the Cutthroat Cowboys didn't deliver it to me. And it didn't even last like 20 minutes. So I need you to tell me I want a professional weed eater that is not super hard to change string on and actually works. But anyway, this guy was a life coach.
Oh.
I mean, I'm not throwing shade on life coaches. I'm sure they help people. And we're going to Tennessee, right? He's a life coach, but before he was a life coach, he was convicted of fraud. And
you just take a course online to become a life coach. I started a course because it was free.
Did you really?
A long time ago.
Holy shit. All right. Well, this is a Tennessee life coach who had a prior conviction for fraud. Now he's about to go on trial
for murder.
Rape of a child.
Oh my gosh.
Right. This cat, Gordon Gregg, is 61 years old. Wait till I tell you the circumstances. Gordon Gregg, 61 years old, and he's indicted on several sex crime charges in June of 2024. And this is in Franklin County, Tennessee, where they make some good moonshine. But court records say that Gregg is charged with aggravated rape of a child, identity theft, and criminal offenses against animals, among several other counts. So they said Gregg promoted himself as a life coach in order to contact victims. And it is possible there are additional victims. But prior to the rape charges, Gregg had served time in federal prison after pleading guilty to multiple fraud charges in 2009. And federal prison records indicate that he was released in 2014, right? Nothing says a great fucking life coach like a motherfucker that's been to prison. But at the time, the SEC said in a complaint that Gregg, who said he was a financial planner and investment advisor, he defrauded at least 27 clients out of approximately $6.5 million by getting the funds from them and claiming to have invested in the securities. But the securities did not exist. Now, according to the Tennessean and WTVF, citing the indictment, they report that Gregg is now accused of stealing the identities of two clients with the intention of committing sex crimes. So, right, he's using their shit to lure victims in.
That's disgusting.
The paper reported the authorities that Gregg ordered two other adults to sexually penetrate children and then told them to have sex with a dog.
This is part of their,
yes.
Whatever.
Yes. I mean,
this is great.
So the indictment says that one of the people was, unfortunately for Mr. Griggs, an undercover agent.
Good.
Right? So the good for them on that. And anyway, he's going to trial in October, and I'm pretty sure the good people of Franklin County, Tennessee are going to hang this motherfucker.
I believe so.
And I mean, come on, man. I don't know how they got on to him. I'm sure there'll be a lot more that comes out about that, where they sent the undercover in. I guess he's soliciting online and all that. And I don't have to speculate. He wanted them to penetrate a kid and have sex with a dog.
And that's like their prescription to get better and to do well in life.
I don't know, but I mean, this dude, look, public service announcement, 10,002. If you're going to get a life coach, make sure they're not convicted fraudster from prison.
Exactly.
Yeah, not going to end well. And I mean, this dude's in his late 60s. It's not like he's 24 years old making dumb kid mistakes. He is just being an asshole.
Sick asshole.
Well, there you have it. I don't know, don't understand it, but he is going to be spanked. All right, y'all. We are recording this one day early, so we'll tell you tomorrow unfortunately, about the Menendez brothers and what happened with their case and whether they are getting whatever, I don't know. Fuck them. And the other update real quick on Luigi Mangione, right? The dude who killed the insurance guy. So he is charged with the murder and the death of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. But his lawyers are now calling on a judge to block the Justice Department from seeking the death penalty.
Why?
Right? Because, they just don't want him to get the death penalty for murdering the Brian Thompson. But in a motion filed on Friday, April 11th, in the Federal District Court in Lower Manhattan, Mangione's legal team asked a judge to preclude federal prosecutors from seeking capital punishment. And they said that the Attorney General, Pam Bondi's move to seek the death penalty is political, arbitrary, capricious, and a breach of established death penalty protocol, and now has inevitably prejudiced the whole process. They said the stakes could not be higher. The United States government intends to kill Mr. Mangione as a political stunt, right?
What?
Yeah. And that's what his lawyer said in the filing. In an April 1st press release, Bondi, the AG, said Mangione has committed a premeditated, cold-blooded assassination that shocked America, which he did.
Yes.
And announced that she had directed federal prosecutors to seek the death penalty against the killer as we carry out President Trump's agenda to stop violent crime and make America safe again. Oh, well, man, they go in about his crimes. I mean, he waited and gunned this dude down for whatever his reasons are.
Wrote a whole
manifesto.
Yeah.
And he got arrested in McDonald's too.
Exactly.
This just craziness. Well, I'm not going to read you all this bullshit. This guy is like super famous. He's got groupies and all that bullshit. Hey, he's a murderer. He did it. And everybody knows he did it, saw him do it.
But people make excuses for him because he's cute, but he's not cute. And he was in pain. Poor baby. He hurt his back and he was living in pain and he just didn't like the way the system was.
Whatever.
I'm just saying that's...
Whatever. Go get some help.
I think he hurt his back like in a scuba accident or something. Or maybe he couldn't scuba anymore because of his back.
If I'm not mistaken, he got like a laser printed gun and said this dude was a genius.
No,
and he went with the intent to kill.
Yeah.
He did what he did. Now he's got to take his lick.
Yeah.
So you don't want to be killed, but you wanted to kill. It's unfair that you get killed.
Right.
Fuck you. And we wouldn't even be talking about him if it wasn't, I hate to say that, the victim wasn't rich and head of some CEO of some big famous corporation.
Well,
whatever.
I hope that his goal of killing the CEO was to have insurance reform. Hopefully they're doing that. I mean, hopefully he gets his goal.
I'm pretty sure United Healthcare is not changing one single thing because Mangione killed their CEO.
That's what I'm saying. I was being sarcastic. That's not the way to get stuff done.
Yeah, this is true. And that's it. We're leaving y'all on this Tuesday before Easter. The weather's supposed to be beautiful here all week. I got a lot of grass to cut, hang out with my dad. Ellie's running in the marathon on Saturday, right?
Yep, Crescent City Classic.
Yep. We'll be cooking for my mom and dad here and all that good shit.
I asked Sophia activity, and she said we needed to have an Easter egg hunt.
No, we're not doing any of that shit.
Y'all are 20. Y'all are 57 years old now.
That.
I'm not doing it.
I'm not going outside and watching it. Now, if we had grandbabies were here running around, totally different. Papa will hide the eggs and do all that good shit. Probably put $100 bill in a golden plastic egg or something, but I'm not doing that this year.
I know.
So, I don't know. All right. Love and appreciate each and every one of y'all. Thank you for liking and listening and sharing. And hashtag Justice for Haley. Please, please, please keep emailing, keep calling, keep the pressure up. Take a minute and do it, y'all. It's working.
Yes, thank you.
We're getting justice for Haley, or at least we're getting what Miss Barbara wanted. Them to look at the case and try to correct some wrongs.
Yes.
So I'm Woody Overton.
I'm Cyndi Overton.
Yo, so True Crime Time for Taco Tuesday. We'll holler at you later. Peace.
At Arizona State University, we've made online education better, smarter, and more personalized so you can go further in your aspiring field.
I decided to pursue medicine once I realized that ASU did have the online program for biological sciences. You're still required to learn the same curriculum. You're still being tested on the same content that anyone would be tested on in person. The comprehensiveness of the program prepared me so well for medical school.
Explore over 300 programs at asuonline.asu.edu.